Okay, this is it. We are finally at standard multiplication. So as a reminder, standard multiplication, let's do a quick couple practice. If I were to do, let's say, 27 times 3. The standard way, I go up and over. 3 times 7 is 21. I write my 1. I carry my 2. 3 times 2 is plus 2 more. So there's my answer. No problem, right? So now I'm no longer making something a 20. I'm no longer writing each independent number out. It is now the standard way and the way that you will pretty much from now on always do multiplication. One more little quick practice. What about 35 times 5? First I go up, 5 times 5, carry my 2, 5 times 3, plus 2 more. There we go. So we know, we've done this before, we know how to do this. This is not new for us. When we get into the double digits, without any zeros, we turn it into a game of tic-tac-toe. And let me show you what I mean. So if I were to do 37 times 24, first, I focus only on this. Right now, it's just 37 times 4. That's it. That's all I'm worrying about. I'm doing the same steps that I just did. 4 times 7. Okay, write my 8. Carry my 2. 4 times 3. Plus 2. Okay, 148. Here's where I play tic-tac-toe. Ready? Watch. Tic-tac-toe.
What? Tic-tac?
That's what I do. So basically what we're doing when we're doing this type of standard multiplication is I'm turning 37 times 24 into 37 times 4 and 37 times 20. And I know my rule, if I'm multiplying by just a multiple of 10, I just drop that 0 and do it by 2s, right?
Yeah.
So I'm still dropping in my 0 when I get to the tens place. And then I'm reminding myself, I cross off what I have carried over because that was with 37 times 4. This has nothing to do with what I'm about to do with my 2. And that would really mess me up big time if I added in an extra 2 that wasn't supposed to be there. I cross off this guy to remind myself I'm done with the 4. I throw in that 0 so that I can continue to just multiply single digit numbers and not add a 0 in the 2 or a 0 up here to help me remember. So my next step now is to go 2 times 7. What's 2 times 7?
14.
Okay, I write my 4. Now look, I have a new number to carry. I put a 1 over my crossed off 2. Now, 2 times 3 is
6.
plus 1.
7.
So here's where the problem would happen. If you did not cross off this guy, you might have done 6 plus 2 plus 1 more. So we might have come out with like 9 instead of 7. That's adding 200 extra, 300 extra than we need. Oh, no, just 2 because we still need the 1. So you make sure that you set yourself up for success. Now I add it up. There is no avoiding this part here, guys. These also, 148 and 740, these are the partial products. So if you see questions about what are the partial products, and it's in a standard format, this is it. A box method will give you 4 partial products. The standard method will only give you 2. Big difference. Add it up. excuse me, 8 plus 0, 8, 4 plus 4, 7 plus 1, 888. All right, let's try it again. 41 times 23. 41 times 23. First, all I'm worried about is pretty much doing 41 times 3. That's all I'm thinking about right now. Same as I've done before. 3 times 1. 3 times 4.
12.
There we go. There's my first number. Now, there's nothing up here. So technically, I don't have to cross it off if there's nothing there. But what I like to do to hold myself accountable and remind myself, I maybe do a dot, or maybe I'll still draw a line. Tick, tack, toe. I still cross this off. I still drop in my 0. Because the problem is, if you forget to add in that 0, 2 times 1, I might put a 2 here, and then 2 times 4 is an 8. So now I'm doing 123 plus 82. But I've seen lots of people do that. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. There is a huge difference from 82 and 820. You're going to have either a correct answer or, whoa, you are off by 800 answer. 3 plus 0 is 3. 2 plus 2 is 4. 8 plus 1 is 9. So this part is not the hard part. It's just making sure that we have the right numbers to add them up. Let's try another one. 63 times 31. Now here's a fun fact. Again, if I cover up that first one, all I'm focused on is doing 63 times 1. What's 63 times 1? Okay, there we go, 63. I don't even have to think twice about that. Tick, tack, toe. Now I'm starting. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 6 is? Add them up. 0 plus 3 is 3. 9 plus 6? 8 plus 1. And drop down that 1. 1,953. Yes.
When you do the tic-tac-toe, are you always going to put a 0 down there?
Always.
So no.
Always. Because remember, 30, like this 37 times 24 has been separated into 37 times 4 and 37 times 20. So there is always that dropped in 0. What I'm doing is basically what we did yesterday, dropping in that 0, but now I'm doing it the second time around. I am basically combining a single digit plus a multiple of 10. That's what it is. So I'm having to do 2 separate things that I know how to do, but now I have to do them all together, which makes it a little bit tricky to remember, which is why we're going to keep practicing like this. All right, let's do another one.
Shouldn't it be 20? What? Like you add 6 plus 9, 6 plus 9, then you have to carry a 1. What? 18 plus 1 is 19.
9 plus 6 is 15. 8 plus this 1. This is my 1 that was carried over. It's 19. We got to do this together, please.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, 27 times 12. Let's try it. 27 times 12. Okay, just like a regular standard multiplication problem, 27 times 2. 2 times 7 is 14. Write my 4. Carry my 1. 2 times 2 is plus 1 more. There we go. 54. All right, here we go. Tick, tack, toe. Okay, now, guys, look. I'm doing 27 times 1. So without even thinking, what am I going to be writing down? 27, but it's not 27. It's really 270. And I've already got my 0 there. Add it up. 4 plus 0 is 4. 7 plus 5 is?
12.
Carry my 1, 2, 3. 324. The more we do it, the more sense it will make, but it is something that's going to take practice. So let's keep going. 36 times 23. Keep doing it all with me. Write it down. 36, 23. First, I'm focusing only on 36 times 3. What is 6 times 3? So I'm going to write my 8. I'm going to carry my 1. What is 3 times 3? 9 plus 1 more? 10. So 108 is my first number. Ready for tic-tac-toe?
Yes.
Tic-tac-toe. Always and forever. Now I go 2 times 6.
12.
Write my 2. Carry my new 1. 2 times 3 plus 1, 720. 8 plus 0 is 8. 0 plus 2 is 2. 7 plus 1 is 8. 828. Yes.
Why would you put the one, like another one on top?
Because I'm holding myself accountable for my redistribution. I don't know what the next one's going to be, but I'm crossing this off to make sure I know I don't add that again.
So it's like
I don't care what the number is and what the number is going to be. I will always cross off and add the new one, even if it's the same number. In fact, if I'm looking at your work, that's what I want to see to know that you are doing it all correctly. Okay, we're moving on. 18 times 42. Okay, once again, it's just like I'm doing 18 times 2. So 2 times 8 is 16. Carry my 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. Do it all with me. Tick, tack, toe. Now I start over. 4 times 8. And I always start at the bottom and go up. I never will say 8 times 4. Because that can get me into trouble. Because then I might do 8 times 1. You always do the bottom and go up and over. So 4 times 8 is?
32.
Thank you. Write my 2. Carry my 3. 4 times 1 is 4. Plus 3 more is?
7.
7. Add it up. 6 plus 0 is 6. 3 plus 2 is 5. And drop down that 7. 756. Keep going.
Wait, what about the 3 on top of the 1? Do we cross that out or no?
Does not matter. We've completed our problem.
Okay.
If we were doing a 3-digit, then yes, it would get crossed out.
Also, is Hall. So once we do like, let's say 8 times 2, 16, and then we do like 2 times or whatever.
This is the same thing as having 18 times 2 and 18 times 40.
I know.
It's the same thing.
But
Eight.
when would you like switch to like the bottom number?
When do I switch to the next one?
Yeah, like to
When I have completed the 18 times 2 part.
Okay.
So 18 times 2 is 36. There's my 36. 18 times 40, drop my 0. Doing my same deal here.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. That makes sense. Thanks.
And that's where that goes there. And then we add them both up.
Okay.
So it's like breaking it apart and then putting it back together. Let's do 34 times 21. Now, once again, look at this. 34 times 1 is 34. I don't even think twice about it. I just throw that in there. And you still have more of them in your own practice. Now, there's nothing on top to cross out, so I could just put a dot, tick, tack, toe. And now, after tic-tac-toe, Hudson, is when I go to the next part. That's once I know I've done both tops, because one has to have a hangout time with 4, one's got to hang out with 3.
Okay.
They've had their turn, now it's 2's turn to hang out.
Okay.
2 times 4,
8.
8. 2 times 3, 6. So now I'm adding 34 and 680. So 4, 8 plus 3,
11.
carry my 1, 7, 14. So, are there any freakouts, or are we feeling like we're getting the hang of it? Jonah?
What if someone would multiply the tens first instead of the ones first?
We would not do that. We never start backwards. In multiplication, multiplication is like in Hebrew. You always start on the right and work your way to the left.
Okay.
If I were to separate it and go like this, sure, that's fine. If I'm boxing it out and I'm choosing to do that box first, sure, that's fine. But if I were to start this way, I would just be messing myself up. Unless I knew that this because then I don't drop in, I don't do tic-tac-toe anymore. Then I'm having to go, okay, well, 20 times 7 is, it would be going back to the partial products. You always start on the end with the ones place and work your way up in the place value. Always, always, always. Because then that will just mess you up. All right. Let's try one more together. Okay?
Yeah.
So with anything we do here, guys, the more you do it, the easier it gets.
Okay.
So let's do 34 times 29. 34 times 29. So first, just think of it as 34 times 9. 9 times 4 is, write my 7, carry my 2. No, 36. 36, 36, 36. The next one's 27. So 9 times 4 is 36. 9 times 3 is 27. Plus 3 is 30. So 306 is my first number. Tick, tack, toe. 2 times 4, 8.
How is 306?
Because 9 times 4 is 36. And then 9 times 7 is 27. Plus 3 makes it 30. 9 times 3 is 27.
Okay.
Plus the 3, which makes it 30.
Oh, okay.
Okay, 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 3 is 6. Add it up. 6 plus 0 is 6. 0 plus 8 is 8. 3 plus 6 is 9. 986. The key to this, guys, is remembering the order it goes in.
And not forgetting.
If you're looking at it and you start to freak out, do it like this. Separate them out on their own, like this, okay? Or you can box it out. But the problem is there will be questions on finding partial products with a standard multiplication, and the answer will not be 4 numbers, it will just be 2. Because these are my partial products. So if a question was, what are the partial products of 27 times 12? The answer would be 154 and 270. What are the partial products of 34 times 29? The answer would be 306 and 680. So you're still going to have to do that work. If it freaks you out, all you have to do is 34 times 9 and 34 times 20. Okay? That's it. That's all you have to do. Okay? And if you are still freaking out and confused, you can go home and rewatch this video.
And I will.